displaying the glory of God's creation by visiting every state park, national park, and national forest in the contiguous 48 states. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave the Parker. First hole. It's 274 feet. It's a par 3. It's completely open with no obstacles, and it's completely boring. I do want to welcome you back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave the Parker. We are at the Glen Neal Disc Golf Course at Lake Eufaula State Park. We are in eastern Oklahoma. That's the basket up here. They did seem to have brand new baskets when I came here. There is the view from behind the basket looking back to the tee. Second hole is 265 feet. It's another par 3, and honestly it's more of the same. This course does get better, I promise. I talked about the brand new baskets. This course also had new hole signs when I came here. The tees still need to be upgraded. The tees are just patches of dirt and grass, and so mud can be an issue here if it has rained recently. There's the second basket and the view back to the tee. Third hole is more of the same. It's 325 feet. It's a par 3. There is a park road off here to the right. That is the park road that leads down to the nature center and one of the campgrounds. This park has several campgrounds. Also, you can see they're letting a little bit of grass grow up off to the left here. This style of disc golf course is sometimes called a prairie style of disc golf course. Not sure that's my favorite style, but it's okay for what it is. There's also some rough behind the basket here. The rough isn't really long enough to pose any real problems right now. There's the view back to the tee. Fourth hole, and now we finally have something interesting to talk about. This is a sharp dogleg left. There is a fairly dense stand of woods off to the left, and so if you throw it in there, you're going to have at least a tough recovery shot. Could possibly lose your disc in there. This hole is 350 feet, and it is a par 3. It's kind of long for a par 3, but it's still fairly open. I will say you can see the wind blowing around the branches on the trees here. Wind is very often a factor on this course. This is a pretty open course, and it is Oklahoma. The wind was blowing pretty hard when I came here, and it blows pretty hard fairly often. Fifth hole is 323 feet. It's another par 3. It's very wide open. It is a dogleg left though, and you can see the mow lines here from where they recently mowed this course. The fairways here were in nearly pristine shape when I came here. I captured this video on Monday, April the 24th, and the temperature when I came here was in the low 70s. As you can see, it was quite breezy, and that is common for eastern Oklahoma. There's the fifth basket. Again, very open hole here, and the view back to the tee. You have to walk a trail through the woods to get to the sixth tee. There's a nice little bench in there in the woods. That's kind of a nice touch for such an open course. Sixth hole is 234 feet. It is a par 3, and we're kind of back to the boring, wide open type scenery that we saw on the first 3 holes now. A couple of small trees behind the basket. That's the 7th tee sign that you saw back there. There's the view back down the fairway. 7th hole is a sweeping dogleg right. It's 294 feet. It's a par 3. There is dense woods off to the right here on the inside of the dogleg, but there's plenty of room out to the left. Again, the grass that they let grow up to make the rough there off to the left, that's not really high enough to cause any trouble, at least not when I came here. There's also some dense woods behind the basket, so you have to be careful not to overthrow. This is probably the best hole that we've seen so far, although there are some better holes on the back 9. Hole number 8 is 403 feet. It is a par 3, and so it's a long par 3, and it's a slight dogleg right, although there is plenty of room out here to the left, and it's still a pretty open hole. This hole starts by following this power line corridor here, and it's going to curve to the right, and as we've seen a couple of times before, there is dense woods here on the inside of the dogleg. That's a design strategy that's used maybe a little too often on this course, at least on the front 9. There's the basket around the dogleg. Not a bad hole, just a little bit repetitive at this point. And there's the view back to the tee. 9th hole, and of course last hole on the front 9. It's 204 feet. It's a par 3. And it's also the tightest hole on the front 9. The basket is in the middle of this cluster of trees up here. Since this is the last hole in the front 9, I want to thank you for watching. Parking full-time would not be anything without the people who watch. I realize that every day, and I thank you every day. This is actually a nice hole to end the front 9 with. It requires a little bit of precision and strategy, unlike most of the holes on this front 9. The back 9 is better than the front 9, I promise, and I will see you on the back 9.